NFR, it's time to go. Feel the speed, let it flow. Racing hearts, watch them glow. Turn it up, start the show. NFR, feel the heat. Fast and fierce, never beats. Engines roar, can't stay off seats. Catch the thrill, it's so sweet. NFR, NFR, drama high, stars afar. Round the track like a shooting star. Feel the rush, NFR. Lap by lap, watch them spin. Victory's close, who will win? In our heads, the engine's din. NFR, let's begin. NFR, lights are green. Zooming fast, slick machine. Every twist, every scene. Catch the action on your screen. NFR, NFR, yeah. Drama high, stars afar. Round the track like a shooting star. Feel the rush, NFR. Lap by lap, watch them spin. Victory's close, who will win? In our heads, the engine's din. NFR, let's begin. Tuesday night, 8 p.m. We go SAFRL the show. Engines roar, lights will glow. Feel the rush, feel the flow. Every lap, a twist, a turn. Speeding fast, rubber burn. Crowds cheer, hearts churn. Victory, what we yearn. SAFRL, we ride. Highs and lows side by side. Drama here can't hide. Victory, what we earn. SAFRL, we ride. Highs and lows side by side. Drama here can't hide. Racing fast in full stride. Crashes, spins on the track. Up and down, who's coming back? Champions rise, no slack. Push to the front, never back. Pit stops, precision, gold. Strategy, daring, bold. Who will lead, not foretold. Speed and skill, tales unfold. SAFRL, we ride. Highs and lows side by side. Drama here can't hide. Racing fast in full stride.
Just one more thing before I go, before I let you take the throne. You go right and I stay left. And if you ever get too close, you'll know my name before I go. They love me, then they love you now. But don't forget there's one more round. Oh, the pain, I know it will, but I wear it like a crown. I am a fighter. Before this fight is over, you'll know my name before I go. 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 Just one more thing before I go. Before I let the curtain close, you can take the spotlight now. But when the lights are low, you'll still hear my echo. They build you up, then tear you down. But I won't make a sound, 'cause I've been here before, and I'll be here when you're gone. I am a fighter. Before this fight is over, you'll know my name before I go. 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 No, I won't fade away. No, I won't break today. I've got one more thing to say before I go. You know my name 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 before I go. Before I go. Before I go. There is a star that lights the road. Will it take me to the end? Well, I don't know. But for one last time, I'll take this ride and just try. I wanna be the only one to make it to the light, take it to the edge where I have died 1,000 times, and maybe I could be the one to run into the setting sun tonight. Just drive, breathing frustrated while I'm waiting on a miracle. I know the world is full of different kind of people. I know I'm strong, walking down the street and I'm feeling so invisible. You talk to me like I'm not your equal. I know I'm strong. Feel like I could break out, break out. I could use some space now to breathe out. The pressure's on me. You asked me to be something like me. Why you trying to paint me like you're enemy? Feel like I could break out into something just like me. Calling in the lines, yeah, I ain't so predictable. The world is a haystack and I am the needle. I don't belong. Why you trying to turn me into something so typical? There you go again, waiting on the sheeple. They won't belong. Feel like I could break out, break out. I could use some space now to breathe out. The pressure's on me. You asked me to be something like me. Why you trying to paint me like you're enemy? Feel like I could break out into something just like me. Into something just like me. Feel like I could break out, break out. Feel like I could break out, break out. Pressure's on me. You asked me to be something like me. Why you trying to paint me like you're enemy? Feel like I could break out into something just like me. 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 Into something just. Yeah. We ain't playing with you. We ain't playing with you. Step your ass up. What you wanna do? And get your ass knocked out. What you wanna do? Get ready. What you wanna do? 365 fight. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. We ain't playing with you. It's what we do. It's what we do. We gon' hit 'em with the left, hit 'em with the right. We gon' hit 'em with the left, hit 'em with the right. It's a fight, it's a fight. Head bust 'em, head bust 'em. It's a fight, it's a fight. Head bust 'em, head bust 'em. We gon' hit 'em with the left, hit 'em with the right. We gon' hit 'em with the left, hit 'em with the right. It's a fight, it's a fight. Head bust 'em, head bust 'em. It's a fight, it's a fight. Head bust 'em, head bust 'em. Song. See, I'm the king of the ring. Ring the bell and I'm coming out. Swing. Swinging left, swinging right till they ding ding. He hit the ground, bounced up like a spring. Hit him again, now like a bird, he start to sing. Bright lights, camera flashing like bling bling. He started seeing things, now I got him. Hands and knees on the floor, crawling to the corner crying. Sucker, I'm the man, there's no defeating. And the depth of the ground you will be eating. I wreck shop non-stop, this is easy. Put him out the game like his name's Milli Vanilli. C36 Mafia Live, get tickets as low as 90 tag. You might also like, should've known better. Richard Marks, I do 9-1 for you, Nicki Minaj. We gon' hit 'em with the left, hit 'em with the right. We gon' hit 'em with the left, hit 'em with the right. It's a fight, head bust 'em, head bust 'em. It's a fight, it's guardian of our speed-filled dreams. With skull in flight, an alien on the chase. She's the calm in the storm, our guiding grace. Andre by her side, loyal and strong. Their love's been racing all along. But it's the brotherhood she holds so near. With every lap she makes it clear. Oh, Death Queen, heart of the grid. With every cheer she lifts the lid on fears, on doubt she tears through night. Her voice, our fuel, our fearless light. From cockpit to coach she stands supreme, a true believer in the brotherhood dream. Oh, Death Queen, in shadows and gleam, you are the queen of our sim racing team. Trophies shine, but not like her pride. Watching Skull and Andre glide. She's there in silence, she's there in roar. In every circuit, every lore. From midnight spins to dawn's first light, she's always there holding us tight. No crash too deep, no curve too wide. With her in spirit, we rise, we ride. Oh, Death Queen, heart of the grid. With every cheer she lifts the lid on fears, on doubt she tears through night. Her voice, our fuel, our fearless light. From cockpit to coach she stands supreme, a true believer in the brotherhood dream. Oh, Death Queen, in shadows and gleam, you are the queen of our sim racing team. Just a fan, she's a legacy born. Through every F1 storm we wore. Holding the line, fierce and unseen. Forever our monarch, our Death Queen. Oh, Death Queen, heart of the grid. With every cheer she lifts the lid on fears, on doubt she tears through night. Her voice, our fuel, our fearless light. From cockpit to coach she stands supreme, a true believer in the brotherhood dream. Oh, Death Queen, in shadows and gleam, you are the queen of our sim racing team. Yeah, oh, Death Queen, you are the queen of our sim racing team.
Are you crying?
It's time to go. Feel the speed, let it flow. Racing hearts, watch them glow. Turn it up, start the show. NFR, feel the heat. Fast and fierce, never beats. Engines roar, can't stay off seats. Catch the thrill, it's so sweet. NFR, NFR. Drama high, stars afar. Round the track like a shooting star. Feel the rush, NFR. Lap by lap, watch them spin. NFR, feel the heat. Fast and fierce, never beats. Engines roar, can't stay off seats. Catch the thrill, it's so sweet. NFR, NFR. Drama high, stars afar. Round the track like a shooting star. a shooting star. Feel the rush. NFR. Lap by lap, watch them spin. Victory's close. Who will win? In our heads, the entrance in. NFR, let's begin.
There we go. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back to NFR. Welcome back to SAFRL. Of course, Season 14, Round 10. Had a computer crash just before the race started, so was still setting up my mic. Hopefully we got things going just in time. No lap times just yet. Just 12 drivers in the field tonight. There is either because we're very late in the season, people just don't like Vegas, or maybe people fear Vegas. Very quick race circuit, second longest race circuit on the calendar after Belgium. I think it's 6.2 kilometers. And then, of course, with a much, much higher average speed than you'll see at Spa. Well, the lap looks so much shorter. Luckily for us, we're looking at the 2025 cars. 2026 cars look a little complicated to drive. I'm actually quite interested how that's going to translate to the game. That means everybody that's been driving this game for a very, very long time might have to relearn how to drive. Still no lap times. This is Jonas. This is your championship leader. Of course, Miguel led the championship quite some time, but he hasn't been with us for quite some time. I think this is 4 rounds in a row, so he's given up that championship lead. Speaking of the championship leader, 1:30.7, that is your provisional pole time. That is the time to beat. That is the benchmark, and now everybody else knows where it is. Thiago, P2, 1:33.3. He's going to have to get a little closer to that if he wants to challenge. This is Midas, P2 in the Drivers' Championship. These two still fighting it out. Not a done deal just yet. Points still on offer tonight, and then another 2 rounds to come. .32.0, that is the time for P2. That is Skulk, so a rather large difference there on the front row. That's about 1.2 seconds, and that is no longer the case. The championship contender, or one of the 2 championship contenders, 1:30.7, 1:30.9. That's more like it. 2/10 cover the front row. Let me have a look at that Drivers' Championship once again. No, Miguel has not been here for quite some time. Andre might be out of it. I think he is on 91. I think it's really going to be between Jonas and Midas. And at the moment, Jonas does hold the advantage. I think it's a 22-point advantage. So Midas needs a strong result here tonight. And maybe the misfortunes of his championship opponent. Skulk just returning to the pits. This is the Sauber Kellogg's Rule Cornflakes fan. And you've got Skull. Had a tough season. Also adjusting to some new settings he put into the game in the beginning of the season, or rather some settings he switched off, making this car somewhat more tricky to drive. Will only get better with time. And you've got Andre. Those two so close in time. Skull 1:32.9, rather 1:32.29. Andre 1:32.31. The 10th of a second between the 2 drivers. Be interesting if they're running the same setup or if they're running completely different setups, because that's usually what happens. You get drivers running completely different setups and then lap times that come down to a 10th of a second. It's ridiculous. Computer had just crashed before the qualifying started, so I don't even have my chat up. So if you are chatting, I'm not ignoring you. I'm about to bring that up now. Here we go. Got Osman in the chat. Welcome to Osman. A little bit of qualifying racing. Side by side stuff in qualifying. Scar coming out of the pits for another run. Virus coming out of the pits for another run. All of them looking for something better. Virus 1:33. Scar 1:33. Thiago 1:33. All 3 of those cars need to go out. Need to look for something better, and they better hope that this sort of pace, this sort of difference in lap time does not translate to race pace, because if it does, well, the 2 up the road, Jonas and Midas, in a league of their own. Nine minutes remain in the session. Remember, just a short qualifying session, so just 18 minutes for everybody to get around the circuit. To see, we do have one driver that's joined. No, we don't. 12 drivers. It was 12 drivers. I think that's Boinkies in the chat. Not sure why he's not out on the circuit. You're complaining you don't have a wheel. I need to spend more time behind the wheel. This is Harsh Cartoon, the only driver in the field yet to set a lap time. The Ferraris have been not exactly having a starlit season. Hoping for something tonight. Just the 12 runners starting the race, so probability of points very high. And of course, if there's any sort of havoc up the road, well, you're going to find yourself with a whole handful of points. It's all about finishing, even if you don't have the pace. And there's this little runners in the field. It's opportunity for everyone. Even if you have no hope of winning this championship, it's worth the bragging rights. Husband also saying hopefully he'll be back out on track next week. Of course, next week will be a mystery race voted by you guys, voted by the NFR viewers. Of course, those 4 circuits will become available on Monday night at 8 p.m. next week. I'll put that poll up on the channel, giving everybody 24 hours to... What was that? 24 hours to vote. I'm thinking that is just my capture card doing silly things, so I'm not going to say anything for now. Is it my capture card doing silly things? I think it is. You're riding with Midas, the man currently in P2. He's chasing a 137.98. He's got a 9.89. Just needs to find 2/10, and he's not going to find it on that lap. That's why he's pulling into the pits. The Aston Martin. Oh, what has happened to the Aston Martin? Maybe at least you're in a 2025 Aston Martin. Probably the one team that's pretty happy about all the races in April being cancelled. It's going to give Honda a bit of a chance to catch up. Are those raindrops falling on the screen, or is my capture card just playing tricks? This is not a good thing. If this is the sort of thing my capture card's going to be doing, making me excuse for drizzle, but it's not. I don't see any drizzle on the circuit. Past the sphere. Just imagine how distracting that is for the drivers in real life. This is Andre. Looking for something more than a 31.8. Look how close those lap times are. I said between Skull and Andre, 1/10 of a second. Well, they've cut that down. Look at that. That is ridiculous. That is 5 thousandths of a second. Or as Ted Kravitz would say, 5 milliseconds. Andre still circling the circuit. A few drivers have retired. Levy and Jonas, they've called it a night on their qualifying session. This is the only driver out on circuit. It's Andre. We also have Thiago out on circuit, but he's on a preparation lap. 4 minutes remaining in the session. Jonas retired early on. I'm not sure if that's because he's happy with the lap time or if he made a mistake somewhere out on track. But that was right after his first run. But Andre going down an escape road, and there we go, retiring from qualifying session. Still a bit of time to go. Can't see how much time there is because we have a caution in sector 3. Of course, nothing to note in the tyre column. Everybody on a set of softs. Everybody needing as much grip as they can get. Is that a little shortcut? I believe that is a little shortcut. And luckily, this is the virtual world. Otherwise, could have given your floor a bit of damage. To Williams, they'll be very happy with this result at the moment. They've locked in that second row, 31.5, 31.8. Very, very close between the teammates. Then Andre, even closer. Look at that, 5 thousandths of a second. Ridiculous. Then you got Levy, 31.9, also very, very close. Virus, 31.9. Very close there in the midfield. Look at that, 31.5, 31.8, 31.8, 31.9, 31.9. 4/10 of a second, covering about 5 spots there in the midfield. Say it every time we race here, but look at that track map. It's an upside down pig. You're looking at Spikes currently in P9, 132.4. He's going to find any places, and look at it, it was rain. Or it was the capture card, but it was rain. You can now visibly see water droplets running down the, what do you call it, the camera lens. This is the RB. 2026, it's quite questionable which one is the better car, the RB or the Red Bull. See, my computer's doing strange things. If the stream does come to an abrupt end, I ask that you just stay with me. Happened just before we got going. Had a monumental crash of everything. So hopefully that doesn't happen again. Not too much action out on track to speak of. It's really just Spikes circling on his own. It doesn't seem to be draining that battery, so I'm not sure if this is a quick lap. Nobody interested in going out. The track's just getting wetter and wetter as the session goes on, which means the track's getting slower and slower as the session goes on. He's just pointing out that a lot of the drivers around here, they're going to be running as little wing as possible, obviously because of the insane amount of time you spend full throttle around this circuit. But that does come with the risk that if it rains and you're running low wings, that car's not going to be fun to drive. Still Spikes out on circuit. Come over the line, is he? No need to peel off into the pits now. He's going to peel off into the pits. Looks like that will be your final result. Jonas, all the confidence in the world, went out there, did 1 lap time, set provisional pole, and retired from the session. Thought, I've had enough. Spikes retires from the session. There we go. Of course, now we'll head off into the race. That was your short qualifying session, just 18 minutes long to set the field. Now we head off into a 50% race. There are your results. Jonas, just the 1 run, finishes 2/10 ahead of his main championship rival, Midas, starting from P2. Then we've got Skull, that's 3 and 4, the 2 Williams. Then you got Andre right behind in P5, Levy P6, Virus P7, Kellogg's P8, Harsh Cartoon P9. Rather, I didn't get that. That went very quickly. Now you're looking down the empty pit lane. That's because all the cars are to the left-hand side of your screen. Cars and drivers doing their final preparations before the race, making their first decisions that could lead to victory or disaster. Of course, this is where they choose what tire they're going to start the race on, how deep into the race they intend to go. Do they anticipate an early safety car, go for a softer compound? Do they go for the harder compound? Then if we do get an early safety car, sort of a sitting duck. Can't come in too early if you've just put on hards. Will be an interesting scenario. Will be interesting to see if that weather makes a return in the race. That could definitely spice things up. Message from the comment section. Good luck to all. There we go. Gonna get the dual green lights. Everyone will get away for one more run around this circuit. This is gonna probably be the first time they field a car with a full fuel tank. Those cars might be responding a little bit different when they're this heavy. In qualifying, you've got just enough fuel to do the amount of laps required. Got soft tires on the car. You're not worried about tire maintenance, keeping things together. You're just throwing everything around in the lightest car with the best grip. When it comes to the race, a little different. Bringing up the tire screen, you can see everybody with the exception of one driver is on a set of medium tires. Scar going from the rear of the field in P12. He's going to be the only driver on a set of hard tires doing something a little different. Knows he needs to do a little something different because he's coming up from P12. Ironically, if any of you watched IndyCar over the weekend, Honda engines got a 1, 2, 3 on the podium. Right over in US of A, Honda's getting 1, 2, 3 on the podium, and in Formula One, they don't have enough parts to finish a race. I just realized I called it US of A. It's probably because I watched Borat a few too many times. Now we wait for the 5 red lights. You all know the drill by now. 3, 4, 5. And when they go out, we will be underway. It's going to be Jonas versus Midas, RB versus Haas into turn 1. Qualifying is fun. Taking pole is all for bragging rights, but it's all about who comes out at turn 1 in P1. And it looks like it's going to be your pole sitter. Jonas comes out of that unscathed. Midas comes out in P2, but I think it took a little bit of work for him to hold on to P2. Just trying to get some temperature into the tyres. Jonas weaving on the straight. Almost looks like a formation lap. Still have the RB out front. Still have Midas P2. They're still trailed by the 2 Williams, Skulk and Skull. Last thing those two want to do is run into each other. Worst thing you can do in racing. Crash into your teammate. Levy, P5, Virus, P6, the sole McLaren on the night. Better than what we got last week. Well, on Sunday, no McLaren started the race. It's Tiago Maestro in P8, the first of the 2 Salbers, then the second Salber following closely, 0.2 of a second. We might have an overtake here by teammates. Had to think about it. Showed him the nose. Thought twice. Maybe if it had been anybody else out on the circuit, and that's a big one. That's a big one. We've just seen a Williams going sideways. That is Skull. And that is just a caution. Just a caution? No, it's not. Not just a caution. The whole track has gone yellow. I'm not sure what's going on. You see a yellow dot? I don't see a yellow dot. I think we might be under virtual safety car. Of course, disappointing for the Williams team. They were going so well. 3 and 4. They locked out that second row. Down to just the 1 car. That was a big one. We saw the car going sideways. That's how easily things can go wrong here in Vegas. You don't necessarily get that Monaco feel. Monaco very narrow. You're very aware of the barriers. Here in Vegas, you sometimes forget it's a street track because it's so wide. Use too much of that track, you're going to remember very quickly that it is indeed a street track and the barriers are not far away. The 2 Salbers running 7 and 8. Good opportunity for points for both of those drivers because of the retirement. One of the Ferraris is now up into the points. That's Harsh Cartoon. So the last thing you want to do is hit your teammate. 2 Salbers almost collided under safety car. Or under virtual safety car. We are back racing. Jonas leads the way from Midas. It's 0.6 of a second. It's very, very important here in Vegas, as it is on most circuits. But here in Vegas, where you're on the throttle for so long, there's so many DRS zones, you have to stay within DRS. If the driver ahead is quicker than you, then you get the benefit of being towed around. The moment you lose that DRS advantage, your opponent's advantage will start to show. 0.7 of a second, 0.6 of a second. Very important to keep it within a second. He's going to be focusing on that time. Skull also 0.6 behind in P3. Then Lebby a further 0.6 behind. It's a DRS train from P1 to P10. And we have more of this till lap 25. All of the drivers would have been holding their breath when they saw that caution, when they saw the retirement from Skull, because it's not really what you want, a safety car that early on. And now we see a McLaren. Not sure if there was contact there or if he just ran wide by himself. Definitely lost an end plate, and he's probably going to come into the pits. Yes, he does, and that car is ghosting. Hope that's not the last we see of Midas. Lots can still happen in this race. You might come out in last place, but safety cars and all sorts of carnage can happen. And there is Virus in the pits, changing that front wing. Let's see if he emerges from the pits. Jonas leads the way, but Midas not making it easy. This is what I mean about being in DRS. Just get towed around, and it makes that driver ahead so tired. He's throwing in his best laps. He should be running away from you. He's bringing you with him. Driver ahead has to do all the battery management, has to do all the defending, absorbing the pressure. Midas can sit, play with his battery levels. Study the driver ahead. Look for a weakness. Where is he a bit slow on the exit? Where is he a bit wide on the entry? That is something you see in MotoGP. Many times you'll see the driver in second place just following maybe 8 or 9 laps of the race, and usually they're figuring out where the weaknesses are. You got Jonas, Midas, Skull, Levy, Spikes, Kellogg's. We've got Andre down in P7. He's lost a few places since the start of the race, and he has a penalty next to his name. And you got Thiago, the second Selber, P8. And you got 2 Ferraris, both of which are now in the points due to that retirement from Skull and that misfortune from Virus. We saw him coming into the pits. Sure that car is not ghosting. Looks like Virus is in control of that car. Of course, any sort of safety car, anything like that could bring him right back into the race. We're now looking at Skulk, the remaining Williams. 2 Williams at the start of the race. They were 3 and 4. Looked really good. What's happening now at the front? Look at this. Midas. That enough. That enough for looking at that rear wing. Just let Jonas know I'm here. I'm going to sit behind you for the entirety of the race. I want that position, and if you're going to make a mistake, I'm going to be there to pick up the pieces. This is probably a lot longer than what Jonas wanted to defend. He probably wanted to break DRS at this point and disappear into the distance. Fortunately for him, gap still 0.6 of a second on lap 6. He hasn't been able to break that train. The DRS train still going all the way down to P7. We're riding with the Aston Martin. The only Aston Martin. So much time down the straight. It's going to be interesting to see how these F1 2026 cars handle circuits like Vegas. course, we're not going to get Cheddar this time around, but circuits with the really, really long straights, something tells me it's not going to look too good. Skull still in P3, still in with a chance. Keeping his eyes on the top two. He's got the best seat in the house, and if one of them make a mistake, if they run into each other, he's right there. He's right there to take the lead of the race. Trying to figure out when these medium runners will come in. If you know, in the comment section, let me know. Probably round lap 11, lap 12. Medium runners will come in, put on a set of hards, and go to the end of the race. You can see Scar, he started on a set of hards, so he's really the only one in the field that did something different. Everyone else started on the medium. And then you've got Virus already on the hards. He went onto the hards earlier than he would have liked. He got damage to the front wing. Back to the Aston Martin. Looking at the back of the Williams. Trying to figure out, how do I get by? And what's even more frustrating, that DRS, that pull that you're supposed to have to help you make the overtake, it's not helping. The driver ahead of you has the very same advantage. So every time you open up your wing, you see his wing open up, and you just sigh. Not much you can do. Kellogg's now going side by side. I think he's made that overtake. Nicely done. Closes the door. Make sure Andre doesn't come back at him. Seems like that long DRS train has now broken. Been broken away from P3. So it's really Jonas and Midas 7/10 of a second. The rest have fallen out of DRS, and we'll probably see that gap. Those gaps just getting further and further apart like we saw last week. For the time being, the top two very much in it on identical strategies. Both started on the medium. Now it comes down to Midas. Can you make the overtake on the circuit? Are you confident you can make the overtake on the circuit? If not, time to start thinking about your tires. When are you going to pit? Are you going to pit when he pits? You're just going to follow him in? Or are you going to take the initiative, pit a little earlier, try something a little different, try get yourself in front after that pit window? At the moment, I don't think he quite needs the pit window. Matching the RB for pace. He's matching Jonas for pace. We have seen in the past, sometimes drivers who do particularly well on one set of tyres don't do too well when they change compound. Hopefully he's able to match Jonas when they switch to hards. 0.5 of a second. Further 2.9 seconds down the road, you'll find Skulk in the sole remaining Williams being chased hard by the Aston Martin that fortunately still has a Mercedes engine in the back of it. Then Kellogg's P5, Spikes P6. Andre down to P7. That penalty next to his name. And we have that, folks, is a full course safety car. Now I said something like lap 11, lap 12, they would probably think of coming into the pits. The safety cars come out at lap 9. I think we're going to get a very busy pit lane. Down to just the 10 runners from the 12 that started. We've lost 2 drivers. Means everybody who finishes from this point can finish in the points. You're looking at Andre. He's stationary. The mechanics are doing absolutely nothing. That's because he's serving his penalty. One good thing about putting under a safety car is if you have one of those harsh 10-second penalties, you can serve it there, join the back of the queue. I don't even think he's quite at the back of the queue. Scar and Thiago still behind him, so he's in P8. He's lost 1 position. Was in P7, now in P8, so that penalty didn't cost him too much. Cars will all be very close together at the restart, so he can pick that position right off again. You can see that everyone in the field did make a pit stop with the exception of Thiago. He made a pit stop 2 laps ago. I'm not sure if that was for damage or just doing something different on the tires. Seems like the entire field is already together. We're just waiting for a Salber. Wheeling at the back. We might get 1 more lap under the safety car. Or we might get a very late notification that the safety car is coming in. There we go. I think we will be getting another lap behind the safety car. Of course, Jonas, the man in P1, is also your championship leader. And Midas, P2, your championship runner-up driver so far. He'd rather be in the front so that he can close that gap with just 2 rounds to go after this one. Knows that Jonas extending that gap any further starts to make things a little improbable. I'll get it eventually. Lap 11 of 25, so we're just 1 lap away from halfway distance. We had what appeared to be a very short virtual safety car. Now we're under a full safety car. Had a little bit of rain in qualifying. We've had a bit of everything tonight. Jonas, Midas, Skulk, Lebby. All of them will already be thinking about turn 1, about that launch. There we go, there's your notification. Safety car will be in this lap. You can already see the safety car going off into the distance as Jonas takes control of the field. So important not to let him get the jump, and I think he has got the jump. That's a fantastic start by Jonas. 0.6 of a second on the pull-off. Where is the horse? It's come back nicely, very nicely. Jonas running wide, but he's coming right back. What has gone wrong there? Still have a safety car out. Apparently the safety car didn't come in. We did get the notification, but the car is still out. Fantastic. Anyone in the comment section is in contact with one of the drivers, can you tell me what just happened? We got the notification for safety car in this lap, saw the safety car going off into the distance and then not coming into the pits. Hopefully it's not an endless glitch and eventually it will come into the pits. Can't have 13 laps of this. Jonas leads the way and he's given the safety car a very big gap this time, hoping that the safety car will disappear into the pits. Was expecting them to come into the pits last lap. That's the first time I've ever seen that. Safety car notification coming up and safety car staying out. Good. Does the safety car come in? Yes, I think he has. And this time we will get going. Jonas versus Midas versus Lebby. And off we go. This time the safety car does disappear. Jonas leads the way from Midas. 5/10 of a second is the gap. Then a further 5/10. You can find Lebby, Kellogg's, Spikes. Andre's just made up a position. He's in P6. Thiago's up into P7. The two Ferraris, 8 and 9. And Skulk. Not sure what's happening with that Williams. That Williams is in the pits. You can just see Skulk emerging from the pits now. So must have got damaged right towards the end of that safety car. And that's really unfortunate. You come out and you find everyone 20 seconds up the road. Really, when you're in that situation, you're just hoping for a second safety car, something that can bring you back into this. You might be able to catch that train on speed alone, but once you have, not going to be much tire left over. Shows a caution in sector 1. I'm not sure why that is. We don't see any yellow spots on the circuit. Jonas, 4/10 of a second. Now we'll get to see. We saw that they could match each other on pace on mediums. Are they going to be able to do it lap after lap on hard? Sometimes the driver just doesn't like the hard tire, and you'll see him struggle on a stint. But so far we have no evidence of that. Looks like these two are right back at it. 5/10 of a second as it was before the safety car. This is the view from Midas, driver in P2. Going around the sphere. Now they're going to go left and get a bit of a straight. He's so frustrated. He just wants to make that overtake. Every time he sees the car ahead, just give a bit of a squirm. He thinks, is this my chance? So close to the barrier. That's a great example of using all of the racetrack. Using a little bit too much results in a DNF. Midas does get ahead. I think it's the first time in this race that he's got ahead. gets ahead of Jonas, and now he's going to have the opportunity to try and break DRS, something the RB was not able to do. Tables have turned. Now Midas must absorb the pressure. Midas versus Jonas, as it was in qualifying, as it has been throughout the race. The only change that Midas took the lead a few corners ago. And how happy will Jonas be to be sitting in second? Is he happy to sit there for a few laps before he tries to retake the lead, or is he going to retake the lead first opportunity he gets? Down to Levy, chased by a Salva and Andre. Andre in a slightly closer battle. He's got an RB all over his mirrors. That is Spikes. Driving with Spikes now. Look at this. Not even DRS. That's battery all the way. There we go. There's DRS. Give it a good boost of battery. And then open up the DRS. Andre really had no chance. Well, I didn't even like DRS. You can imagine how I feel about this year's cars. We have a caution in Sector 3. That has since disappeared. I was looking on the track map for where that might be, but it's disappeared fortunately. No need for any stoppage in the race. Look at these two. Jonas back in front. But for how long? 0.2 of a second is the gap. The moment that Haas gets DRS, he's going to come back at him. These two trading places. Having fun. That fun can end very quickly. Look at that. Midas getting out of shape. We saw on the previous lap how close he got to that wall. I think this time he was going to get too close to the wall. Had to take evading action. And that has cost him a chunk of time. Gap now 1.5 seconds. He's lost the advantage of DRS. And he's going to have to dig deep. Close that gap again. Riding with Levy, the man in P3. Looking for a good result here tonight. 7/10 off Midas. One of the drivers who's been dominating here today. Had a error on the exit of the corner there. I think he realized he was about to understeer into the wall. It cost him a second. Gap was 0.5 second going into that corner, and it was 1.5 seconds coming out of the corner. So he has since closed it down back to 9/10. Fantastic job. He closed it down, and he closed it down so quickly. He'll soon get the benefit of opening up that rear wing again. Getting towed around by the current fastest man on circuit. That is the corner he made a mistake on the last lap. Sort of thing that can just play on your mind when you make a mistake at a certain corner for the remainder of the race. Every time you go into that corner, just that little thought. And that little thought might be enough to cost you 1/10 of a second. Levy, he cannot see the two ahead of him. Can he? He can just see the two ahead of him. The leader, or at least looking back from the leader. Look at Jonas. Getting closer, getting closer, getting closer. Not close enough. A reminder that Haas is an American team. See the flag there on the halo, and almost forgot they're an American team. For Cadillac being America's F1 team, and Haas is sitting back there going, hello. From the rear wing, getting closer, getting closer, getting closer. No, 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 there's not enough space. Or is there enough space? They come out of that part of the circuit, and I'm not sure how. I think there was a bit of tire tapping, but luckily no carbon fiber flying. Jonas goes back into the lead. Drivers' Championship leader, Drivers' Championship runner-up, chasing each other for the lead, for the win in this race. Either one of them can still take it at this point. I've seen them trade places a few times in the last couple of laps. It's not about how many times you make the overtake, it's about where you are on that final lap. The RB versus the Haas. Kellogg's P3. Levy P4. We've got Spikes and Andre still at it. 5 and 6. The two Ferraris. 7 and 8. They're not near each other. They split by 7 seconds. There is Scar. There is Skulk. Was up in P3 at a stage, being followed by his teammate. His teammate retired from P4. Had what looked like pretty rough incident. And then Skulk had the misfortunes of his own that has put him down in P9. He'll be hoping for something dramatic to happen in the final stages of this race. Time is running out for something dramatic to happen. 19 of 25. And again, Midas leads the way. Jonas P2 briefly going side by side. All the while you're racing, you've got to keep an eye on your battery level. You don't want to be in front with zero battery on that final lap. If you're going to be in front, you need to have the tools to defend the lead. If you're attacking on that final lap, well, you'd like a full battery too. How much closer do these two get? And that was a little mistake. Was that the little mistake from Jonas just tapping the wall on the exit? That's exactly where Midas tapped the wall. It's cost him a little bit of time, but not much. 7/10 of a second. Now he gets to open up DRS again. That's pull him a little closer. And that's what's so frustrating about being in front at a circuit like this. You're unable to open up a large gap. Just keep bringing them with you. Kellogg looking at a podium and maybe more. Still within a second of the top three. just fallen out of that second, so he's not going to get the benefit of the rear wing. Andre E5, of course, at the start of the race, he had quite that harsh penalty. He was able to get rid of it by putting under the safety car. Only lost one position in the process, went from 7 to 8. Since then, he's come back to P5. We'll be fairly happy with this result, considering all that's happened tonight. Levy still trying to get back, trying to get that podium back. That podium he held for a few laps. He was in P3, lost the position to Kellogg's. And what that safety car has done, it's sort of neutralized things on the tires, because guys will come in. One will come in a lap earlier, one will come in a lap later. Usually you get to this point of the race and you start looking at the age of the tires, but for the most part everybody started on mediums and most of the field came in under the safety car. So everyone in the top 6 on 12 lap old hards. Not going to come down to tires. It's all about speed. It's all about making the overtake on the race circuit. A 3-second penalty pops up for Thiago Maestro. Lap 22 of 25. In these two in qualifying. These two in the first stint of the race. Then the safety car came out. I thought it might mix things up. These two came out first and second. They've been trading places ever since. Wasn't much trading places when they were on the medium. Since being on the hard, can't decide who wants to be in front. Now it goes to the horse. Those battery levels, all about those battery levels. I'm not going to say what they are in case the drivers are listening. Don't want to give anyone extra help with strategy. Those battery levels, you can see them on the screen and they are somewhat different. Of course, recently Max Verstappen said that the new cars were like Formula E. Well, I know a lot of Formula 1 fans that don't like Formula E. Well, you can thank Formula E that Formula 1 cannot go full electric because Formula E exists. Formula E is the premier class of electric racing, and they do have that title until the year 2040. So if F1 did lose their mind and tried to go full electric, well, they'd have to merge with Formula E. I can tell you that rumors say there's already talk of making some slight tweaks to the current rules. Lap 24 of 25, these two are still at it. Started the evening at 8 p.m. They chased each other for pole position, chased each other for the entirety of the race. They've been on it for over an hour. Just waiting for one to make a mistake. That is not what Midas wants to see. You saw the wriggle there on the exit. Oh, just getting squirmy. Jonas will see that and his eyes will light up. Not only does he have a battery advantage, a DRS advantage, and now Midas is just starting to struggle for traction. 24 of 25. Jonas goes to the front again. Will it be the final time we see them swap positions? Or does Midas have something left? Something in the pocket? A surprise. Surprise, he's waiting till the last moment to pull out. Kellogg still looking strong for P3. It looks like he might have cemented that P3. 1.6 seconds back to Levy. It will take a mistake from him now to lose that third step. And Andre still P5. How much longer? Down to P6. Spikes takes the position. He did take the position. And then he might have missed his brake pedal. Spikes out on the final lap of the race. Just took that position from Andre. And then suddenly we saw this car stationary in a wall. So that is the end of Spikes. He retires way too late to trigger his safety car. Everyone can race till the end. Jonas, Midas, we still don't know who's going to take the victory. It's going to come down to this final straight. Vegas Strip itself. There we go. The horse. That is side-by-side stuff. Around the outside. Sticks it in. That's brave. Could have flipped the Pirelli wall on the right-hand side, but that's commitment. Into the final corner. Any surprises, or does he hold on? Yes, he holds on. 0.2 of a second at the end. What a battle. What a battle we saw on circuit. That was a battle that went on for 25 laps, and I'm sure if this race had been 50 laps, it would have gone on for 50. Couldn't separate the two drivers. At the end of the day, it's Midas that takes the victory. That's the driver in P2, so that means he's going to be able to close the championship up by 7 points. This is Tiago just waiting for him to come over the line. Be one of the last drivers over the line. Of course, getting over the line tonight means points. Only 9 drivers are going to finish here tonight. Now we just wait for those final results, and let's try to get through them quickly, because I didn't get through everything in qualifying. There we go. There's the FIA fine. That's definitely coming. Taking your cell phone up on the podium. Just imagine. Race winner goes to Midas. Fastest lap goes to Midas. That means he's going to close the championship gap by 8 points. So from then we've got driver of the day, Tiago Maestro. Most overtakes, Tiago Maestro. And cleanest driver goes to Kellogg's. There are your results. Midas takes the victory and the fastest lap. Then you got Jonas P2, Kellogg's P3, Levy P4. Andre did get P5 after almost losing it. Harsh Cartoon P6, Skulk P7, then Scar 8, Tiago Maestro 9, Spikes. Oh, that was right on the last lap, wasn't it? Virus, Bad Luck, and Skull. Well, he was the first one to go. And there we go, folks. That was SAFRL Season 14, Round 10. course, next week, when we return, a little different. Let's just bring up the calendar real quick. There we go. Round 11. That's 1 week from now. The NFR subscriber voting. You guys get to decide the venue. I don't know the tracks available at this point. There will be 4 tracks available. I'll get told what those are probably on Sunday. And then on Monday night at 8 p.m., I'll put that poll up on the channel so everybody can come through, put in a vote, whether they're watching or not watching. Just visit the channel, come in, put your vote in, and decide where we will be racing for round 11. And then, of course, round 12, we're in the virtual world, so we can go to the Middle East, and we'll be finishing things off in Yas Marina. I want to thank everybody who joined the stream tonight, everybody who watched, everybody who enjoyed, and everybody who's going to enjoy this later. I know a lot of the drivers watch this after the live broadcast. This is why I do this for you. And I hope to see everybody back next week for our mystery venue and the last one of the season. I'll leave you with a little bit of music. And until next time, cheers.
Are you crazy?
Just one more thing before I go, before I let you take the throne. You go right and I stay left, and if you ever get too close, you'll know my name before I go. They love me, then they love you now, but don't forget there's one more round. Oh, the pain, I know it well, but I wear it like a crown. I am a fighter. Before this fight is over, you'll know my name before I go. 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 Just one more thing before I go. Before I let the curtain close, you can take the spotlight now, but when the lights are low, you'll still hear my echo. They build you up, then tear you down, but I won't make a sound, 'cause I've been here before, and I'll be here when you're gone. I am a fighter. Before this fight is over, you'll know my name before I go. 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 No, I won't fade away. No, I won't break today. I've got one more thing to say before I go. You know my name before I go.